So Ben Carson is in a little bit of hot water due to some reports that came out about how much he was spending, his department is spending on office furniture. Now, originally, The Guardian and other outlets, The Hill, for example, is what I'm reading from right now, reported that his office, the Housing and Urban Development, was going to spend about $31,000 on office furniture. Now, okay, let me read in what he was actually going to buy with this. Now, let's see. This was going to be a new dining room set for Ben Carson's office, which included a custom hardwood table, chairs, and a hutch for $31,000. Now, one of the people that work for him, and I believe this is Helen Foster, in the report, she's like, hey, wait a minute. You're going to spend $31,000 on office furniture? That's way too much. We have a $5,000 spending limit. She was reportedly told that, no, there are ways to get around this. We can get around that $5,000 limit because, to be honest, $5,000, that won't even buy a chair. Where the hell are you shopping at? I can go and decorate an entire house for $5,000. Again, these people are so disconnected from the lives of regular human beings. I wouldn't spend $5,000 on a fucking chair. I wouldn't spend $5,000 on a set. You know what my table and chairs cost? Like $100. I mean, this is crazy. But it gets even crazier because apparently, according to The Guardian, the Department of Housing and Urban Development was going to spend $165,000 on just lounge furniture. Lounge furniture. Now, okay, again, that's a crazy amount of money. But that's also on the heels, and let me give you some context here, that is on the heels of a $6.8 billion budget cut for the department. Now, do you know what the Department of Housing and Urban Development does? It actually ensures that poor people have access to housing so that poor people can get shelter through the Section 8 vouchers. That's one of the major things that they do. They help people be able to afford the rent. Trump's going to cut it by $6.8 billion. And here's Ben Carson, his office, spending $165,000, including $31,000 on a dining set. Now, look, originally they're like, well, it needs to be replaced. Well, let me show you some pictures of what the old set, the set that they're going to replace, looks like. And we can come to the conclusion on whether or not it needs to be replaced. Take a look at this. Oh my God, that is so gosh. I don't even know what that means. Let's go to the next picture here. Oh, terrible. Oh my God, what is this, the 1980s? I got one more for you. Oh, dear God. Look, it's coming apart. It's coming apart at the seams. So, that is pictures of terrible furniture. The terrible furniture that they need to replace. And they needed $31,000 to replace it with. Now, of course, Carson, after this backlash, said, oh, I'm going to cancel it. We're going to cancel it. Let's cancel that $31,000. Let's find something that's a little bit cheaper for the taxpayer, because apparently he wanted to account for every single penny. Well, where were you, Ben Carson, before the outrage? If nobody had found this and gotten outraged about it, they would have continued this transaction, and the taxpayers would have spent $31,000 along with the rest of that money, the $165,000, on lounge furniture. What? Were you asleep, Ben? Is that what happened? Were you asleep during this whole damn thing? Come on, man. Come on. And look, on that furniture, again, that actually probably looks nicer than the shit that I have at my home. But I don't need to spend $5,000 on furniture. It's a place to sit. Again, makes no sense. They can find stuff for a lot cheaper. Now, what's interesting about this is that HUD officials, right? So now, where they got this or got this $31,000 furniture or made an order with is an Indiana-based furniture retailer. Okay. Now, I don't know the name of this retailer, but I would never shop there because, again, I don't have $31,000. And most of you probably don't either. Understand how much that is. A person making $15 an hour, that's a living wage, gets $30,000 a year. This furniture costs more than somebody making a living wage. That's how insane this is. And it doesn't even decorate an entire house. It decorates a room. Ben Carson's office. Now, there is no reason for this to be such, so much money, for this to cost so much. And that's why HUD officials are now looking into the Carson family's involvement in the department after officials reportedly expressed concerns about Carson's oldest son inviting business partners to a HUD event. So there's some weird connections here. Interesting. Now, Ben Carson Jr. has denied conflicts of interest, but now requested an inspector general investigation after the reports were made. So, look, man, again, Ben Carson, he's just one example of the many appointments in the Trump administration of people that were put into these places to basically further their own interests. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.